Okay, so I realized that obedience works just like therapy, or therapy just works like obedience, and it literally helped me reframe the way I see God. So, what I'm talking about is this concept in therapy that we talk about more specifically when we're dealing with things that are with anxiety or OCD or anything related to those issues, is the idea that obedience is the exposure, or exposure response prevention is what we talk about in that space. And oftentimes there's this overarching theme that if I am faced with a certain thing, then that means that that thing that I'm faced with is I'm not equipped, I can't handle it. Whether that be a fear of a relationship being transformed or moved in a way that's negative, or it be like a fear of my connection with somebody changing, or even be a fear of like my monetary financial situation changing, all these things. And so that fear is enough to keep us from moving forward. That fear is enough to make us avoid engage in something that we typically wouldn't. And what happens is we stop moving, we don't go that route, we stay completely away from it. And what I'm learning is that that's the same thing that happens with God. Oftentimes we have these situations where we'll show up and we think that, this thing, okay, yeah, I have faith in God to do certain things or whatever the case, but like this over here is off limits to me because of what my parents said, or this over here is off limits to me because of what I've always done, or this over here is off limits to me because I look this way, or I talk this way, or I don't have the right credentials. And it even talks about in his word that he doesn't call the qualified, he qualifies the called. Do you see what I'm saying? And before we know it, we've again underestimated our ability to manage something and overestimated the outcome. And so, what I want to help us understand and what I want to help us get to is that at the end of the day, obedience is the exposure. As soon as you say yes, simple word, but as soon as you say yes, that yes reveals steps. And after you take those next steps, then it reveals more steps, and it just keeps unraveling itself and unfolding itself until before you know it, the thing that you were afraid of, the thing that you were terrified of, the thing that you thought you wouldn't be able to work through or manage or anything like that, you realize, okay, I can handle this. I know how to do this. I can show it because you decided to do something different. You chose a different behavior. If avoidance was what you typically did, you did the opposite. If fear is something you leaned in before, you did the opposite. So this is where this idea, this concept, obedience is the exposure, comes from. I want you to join me in a journey where we do that together. Like I'm never gonna tell you about anything that I don't do. I don't try to do myself. And this is it. There's some things in the last 5 years we've been able to build some things and show up in certain ways. And I think that now is the time where we gotta go higher. And the only way we're gonna get there is if we let obedience, blind obedience, faith-filled obedience, be our exposure, be the thing that helps us understand that not only are we not walking by ourselves, but he does indeed order these steps. And it's a fixed race, it's a fixed fight. There's nothing that you're trying to do or pursue that isn't already finished and isn't already yours. So join me. And obedience is the exposure. See you next time.